Hello stamp and journal lovers, it's Vicky, and today I'm going to do a journal with me video featuring the National Palace Museum at Gyeongbokgung. It was actually a little bit difficult at first, as I felt really overwhelmed with the amount of ephemera I had, and I also got confused with another spread I wanted to do at the same location, but with different stamps and photos. So it took me a while to find my groove, and you'll see me faff around a lot with one of the brochures from the museum, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. Initially, I had just wanted to paste it in as it was. I've done that with previous spreads, and they've turned out well. Plus, I enjoy being able to look back and read through the information whenever I want. However, this brochure was a teensy tiny bit too tall, so instead of cutting it down, I just decided to create something new with it. Obviously, the royal hanbok is absolutely stunning, so I definitely wanted to make that the main feature. I then kept coming back to the map, thinking I might stick it across both pages or layer it under the hanbok page, and I really went back and forth until I finally settled on gluing it to the back of the hanbok page, so it would work as the hanbok on one side, and then you'd flip it open and you'd see the map. I also really liked the photos of some of the artifacts from the museum, which also matched the stamps. So I wanted to cut them out and include them too. I then considered the more colorful map from the main palace guide, because why not? But the National Museum on the map was grayed out, and so I thought, well, it's not really a map for the National Museum, it's actually more of a map for the main palace, and it would look better with the photos I planned for the other spreads, so I just went back to my original idea. I then played around a lot with layers and positions before grabbing my stamp cards and toying with the idea of introducing one of them to match the other page, and some of the other colors. And I also just really like the hangul designs. At one point, I thought it could be interesting to make a pocket interactive situation thing. And I messed around with that idea for quite a while before, giving up on it. I mean, although I liked the concept, the color of the green stamp just didn't really match the vibe, and I liked having my little stamp collage all together on just one page. So, feeling more confident at this point about the direction of the spread, I just jumped right in and cut the map to size and glued it to the back of the hanbok page. I then glued down the images towards the top of the page, so I'd have some space to write my thoughts down underneath. Next, I had to decide on what washi tape to use to attach the hanbok tip-in. I liked quite a few of the options, but settled for a navy blue coloured grid pattern. I've had this washi tape for well over 10 years at this point, so it's really losing its stickiness. I probably ought to buy some new ones soon. Actually, I came across a really nice store at the weekend in Hapjeong when I was doing a layered stamp, so yeah, I think I'll definitely have to go back there soon. Now for my favorite part, lettering. I love to handwrite titles or quotes with this brush pen in particular, or use one of the many alphabet stickers that I have in my collection, and I have a lot. I feel like this is what really starts to bring together a page and helps me start to see my vision more clearly and also trust in the direction it's going. If you've noticed, I tend to work in odd numbers and try my best to balance a spread. Here I was lucky, as the museum's name has 3 words, and due to my previous stamping, it worked out nicely to stagger the words. I really like the messy and slightly haphazard style of the lettering, as it helps kind of loosen up the stiffness of all the other perpendicular lines. Now it was time to fill up the page a bit, as it was looking a bit too empty for me. Actually, I always like to finish off my spreads with little elements like stars or squiggles, stickers, or extra stamps. And this time I thought it would be nice to add one of my recently bought postage stamps. The colors and the imagery just really fit in well, and it's just really pretty. Then I got the idea to use some of my own stamps. Again, they're many years old, to layer over the postage stamp and the museum stamps. I just love all kinds of stamps. And if you're new to stamping, I highly recommend the ink pad I'm currently using by Sachihata. Their stamp pads are incredibly pigmented and always come out amazingly, without bleeding through the page at all. I'm literally saving my money so I can buy lots of different colors, because they're pretty expensive. Okay, the last stamp, I promise. It's my trusty date stamp. And these days, I stamp every page with this stamp. Not with the date when I complete the journal page, but with the date that I went to the museum or did a certain trip. Now, this area in the middle was really bugging me. I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I just have the feeling that I need to put something like somewhere on a page, but I don't always know exactly what. So it often takes me time to experiment before it feels right. I tried these arrows, and although I liked the colors, they just weren't doing it for me. I then tried these chipboard cutouts of a man and a woman, and I really liked how they looked straight away. They also matched the theme of the spread. I don't think I mentioned at the start of this video, but the National Palace Museum is actually dedicated to artifacts from the royal court of the Joseon dynasty. So I have a cute little king and queen, minus their crowns. Oops. To finish off the decoration, I grabbed some more chipboard, but this time tiny little stars, again in an odd number, just to fill up some of the gaps and balance out the page. And these stars were quite fidgety to stick down, but definitely worth the effort, and I really like how it's all coming together now. Finally, my thoughts. I always like to write a little bit about my experience and what I enjoyed, if I can, because sometimes I'll end up with no space, which is fine. But if I can, I do like to write my thoughts down. For this spread, I'm writing about how much I enjoy going to this museum and seeing all the royal artifacts, especially the old cars. And the stamps. The stamps at this museum are amazing. There are 10 and they're all free. They're perfect as ephemera for your travel journals or as gifts for loved ones. There are also 12 extra stamps in the children's section on the basement floor of the museum. They're the blue ones that I have in my journal. I only stamped my favorite 2, but if you want, you could stamp your entire notebook or journal with them. How I wish I could write straighter. Even with the grid guide on the pen board beneath, I still fail to write in a straight line. But I guess it gives my page character, right? Okay, finishing touches. I just wanted to highlight the name of the museum on the map so it stands out a bit better. And a little bit more washi tape. I also ended up changing the blue grid washi tape for the white one, as I felt the blue one was a little bit too loud. And I just couldn't help myself. Just one more decoration. These cute little traditional Korean bags. The colors are just perfect and they fit the space so nicely. They also add a fun little peekaboo feature when the tip-in is closed. Ta-da! Here's the finished spread. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like, commenting below, and subscribing. It would really help my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed doing this journal spread, so I will make some more videos like this again soon. Alright, I'll see you in the next one, and happy stamping! Bye!